Hey, good morning. Trying to find me on Facebook. Let's see. There we go. Good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing today? So this is Tuesday Talks at 10:30. My name is Stacy Niedenthal. Hi, Shay. Good morning. Good morning, Sherry. I come to you every Tuesday at 10:30, connecting to Spirit with Stacy to talk to you about grief, to talk to you about meditation, to talk to you about channeling your loved ones, coming back home, getting that sense of who you are. So today we're going to talk about the most wonderful time of the year. And first I would like to just set my intentions. You know, say hi if you're on. I see a few people that are leaving comments. Hello. Let's see. Good morning, Sherry. Good morning, Shay. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, Barbara. Doesn't always show up while I'm going live, so I also have my other phone here so that I can see. Good morning, my love. I see Jeff jumped on. Hello. Good morning, Krista. Good morning. So I always like to start with my intentions before I start, just so you know who I am. No, honey, you're the greatest. You're dynamite, babe. Just so you know who I am and how I work. All mediums work differently. It doesn't mean that some mediums are right and some mediums are wrong in the way that they work. It just means we have different modalities. So my name is Stacy. I'm a child of God. I'm a spiritual healer, psychic medium. And I've been given a gift from God to channel spirit using love and light for my higher good and the higher good of those that God puts in my path. I am not the medium that says I see death all around you and you're going to be dead in 10 days. My gift, my prayer is that God, that spirit, that angels bring in the most loving message to help your spirit heal. When you sit in front of me, this is part of the intention that you hear. I do explain a little bit more about how the channeling works and how I bring spirit through or how I bring angels through. But I always just like to set that before we start talking. It's kind of my light switch on to let my guides know that I am open and ready to receive from them. So how's everybody doing? We're getting really close to Christmas, really close. I mean, the holidays are like right here, right? Good morning, Angie. And I was thinking, well, first of all, my events for January and February are up. We'll be posting more, but I'll soon have online bookings as well, so that'll be interesting. You can watch the podcast. I do have a blog now, and, you know, just constantly working on being able to connect with you. So, like I was saying, since the holidays are right around the corner, since we're building up into this year of celebration, I wanted to talk to you about the most wonderful time of the year. That's what the song says. You know, it's the most wonderful time of the year. But you know what? It's not for everybody. For some people, it's a very difficult time of the year. For some, this is their first year without their loved one. And whether it's your first or your 15th year, without your loved one, it can be very difficult. So I just wanted to talk about, being gentle on yourself. I wanted to talk about continuing traditions that your loved ones maybe did. My mom was always a big Christmas person, so, we try and continue those traditions. But I found that when the glue to the family, low battery, nuh-uh. Okay. That when the glue to the family passes, like, it's hard to continue those traditions. But it's one of those things where you just want to continue as much as you can and do as many good things as possible to keep their spirit with you. Even though they're not here with you, they taught you things and you have memories of them, and it's talking about them, and it's sharing memories, maybe putting their favorite decoration out or cooking their favorite side meal or something like that. But it's staying in touch with those who have lost people this year, just to check in on them and make sure that they're okay. Excuse me. And it's not just the holiday. It's strange. It's not just the holidays that are a rough time after you lose someone. Grief can creep up on you at any time, whether it's your birthday or their birthday, the anniversary of their passing, or maybe just a Monday morning for some reason. Grief comes in waves, and I'm asking you to, feel that wave, feel that emotion, allow yourself to walk through it, and to be human with it. Talk to your loved ones. They hear you. Ask them for a sign. Ask them to be with you during the holidays. Ask them to be with you on a car ride. Ask them to send you a sign. So when you're thinking about, everybody's very happy and very jolly because we're all getting together and we're all celebrating family and traditions. But when that one person is not there, sometimes it can be very difficult. So the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about, Alice. Alice says, I lost my son to COVID last November. He was 33. And I asked him, I do not know if he hears you. Alice, he definitely does hear you. He hears you. Keep talking to him. Ask him to send you a sign. Ask him to just be able to feel his presence. And maybe you'll get a little tingle or a chill, or, maybe you'll see a feather, or you'll hear a song like right after you ask for a sign. And I mean, it's not going to be instantaneous. You don't set your expectations where you say, send me a sign, and then 2 seconds later you see the sign. It's allowing them to be with you when they need to be with you. But everybody send hearts and love to Alice. I can't imagine losing a child. When I speak to my clients who have lost children or husbands, wives, mothers, daughters, husbands, fathers, grandfathers, I can see the pain in your eyes. I can feel the emotion that you have when I'm doing the readings. And that's just the love that you feel for them. You miss them. But know that even though you miss them, they're still with you. They're part of you. They made you who you are. They're part of your puzzle piece that made your life the person that you are. So, Alice, I'm very sorry for your loss, and, we will keep you in our prayers. I also wanted to talk to you about, and this tends to be a difficult situation or a difficult conversation to talk about, but it seems like it's in the news more and more and more with the passing of Twitch to suicide. So I did want to touch upon suicide as well. It's one of those things where everybody feels as if there's a myth, I guess I should say, that suicide grows and is rampant during the holidays. Hold on one second. I got another message. Krista, I lost my mama last year to COVID. And a weak heart. Almost exactly a year later, I lost my daddy to ALS. It's my first Christmas without both of them. Krista, I love you, girl. Everybody send hearts and love and special healing to both Krista and to Alice. The first Christmas, it's very difficult. It can be very difficult. But that doesn't mean the second and the third and the fourth aren't as well. It's just going through the motions the best way that you can. All right, Krista. So I was talking about how it seems like it's very much in the news right now with the passing of Twitch to suicide. So I just wanted to touch upon that a little bit. I was doing some reading about it, and it seems like there's this myth that suicide is very prevalent during the holidays. And although I don't want to take away from the numbers, although I think there's, like it was said, an average of 30,000 people end their lives during the holidays. What scientists have found that it's usually in the spring where the numbers rise, because the person wants to have that last holiday with everyone. They want to feel that happiness within them. And then when that togetherness, when that happiness ends, they feel alone again. And then that's when, suicide usually rises in April or May. And I thought that was interesting and sad at the same time. So I just wanted to touch on this. There's no rational answer for why someone decides to end their life. There's no words that can be said to those who are left behind after someone who has decided to do that. When people decide that they're no longer capable of being here on this earth, I don't believe that it makes them a coward. And you hear that a lot, when someone has committed suicide. Well, that was the coward's way out. You know what? For some reason, every other way out was probably tried. Trying to get help, trying to work through different things. It's so misunderstood about what happens that gets someone to that point. The world right now is a really crazy place. It really is. It's been very crazy. The last couple of years we've been taught to distance ourselves and to not have communication as much, and to not, hug people, and all this electronics with texting, and getting away from verbal communication to eye-to-eye communication. And to me, that saddens me. If I want to have a conversation with someone, I'm either going to have it face-to-face or over the phone. To text somebody a full conversation, to me, is ridiculous. It just, and that's just my opinion. Text is just that, hey, almost there, or where are you at, or hey, can you pick up such and such? Not to have a full conversation about something. That, to me, needs to be had face-to-face or over the phone, and definitely not, shattered all over Facebook to air dirty laundry, about what's going on. So let's see, I kind of got off my subject. Let me just get back to that. Oh, yes. So as I was thinking about, how to gently talk about this subject, especially this time of year, wouldn't it be awesome? Wouldn't it be awesome if we could have a George Bailey moment in It's a Wonderful Life, where we could see how the world would be different if we had not been born. That way we can see all the people that we've touched, all the people that have touched us, all the changes in the world. If we could have that moment in time, sorry, this is like bothering me. If we could have that moment in time for even just a quick moment to see, I want to be George Bailey for a minute. I want to see, what those accomplishments were. And when it is our time, when God chooses to bring us home, we will have that life review. And I feel like that is a special gift that God gives to us, where we can see all the differences that we made. But I feel as if for someone who has come to the end of their rope, where they feel as if they can't go on, oh, I just wish they would be able to be given a George Bailey moment and see what the difference was that they made. I watched a podcast the other day by Mel Robbins. Excuse me. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with her. I think Denise even posted it in the group. And she explained it so well, where she talked about if someone has brain cancer, their brain isn't firing right? They're between what their thoughts are and what they say are two different things. So they may be thinking one thing, but they say another. Same with like Alzheimer's or dementia. The brain is misfiring. And she explained mental health the same way. Someone who has chosen to no longer be on this earth has some type of mental health issue going on, whether it is depression or anxiety or schizophrenia, or, just bipolar syndrome, or, they don't have the coping mechanism to take themselves from point A to point B and figure out how to dig themselves out of this deep hole. I want us to, oh gosh, it's such a difficult subject to talk about, but I want you to just kind of think about that. If someone has dementia or Alzheimer's that you're close to, and they say something to you just kind of out of the blue that is hurtful, or, you're thinking, oh my gosh, they would never act that way. You allow yourself to justify it because it is the disease. I feel that someone who has decided to leave this earth, it's the same tenderness that we need to feel for that person. Something turned off in their brain. Something made them feel like this was their only resort. And you know what? If we are all honest with ourselves, and I'll be honest with you, I don't know of one person who hasn't ever thought about it. About just, oh my gosh, I'm just so tired. I'm so depressed. I'm so sad. How can I get this to work? How can I do this? Right? Where we've thought about it. The difference is we have the coping mechanism to be able to change that thought process and work through something else to change the gear. And I don't know why some people can't, but I also don't know why people get brain cancer. I don't know why people have Alzheimer's or dementia, heart attacks, things like that. To me, it's the same type of thing. And when Mel Robbins explained it, like this little light bulb went on inside of me. Hold on one second. What are you doing? No. Here we go. Here's Rebel. I thought Rebel could behave, but no. So, sorry about that interruption. So that's why I just thought, with as much publicity, I don't know if publicity is an exposure in the media right now, surrounding the death of Twitch, surrounding other celebrities who have passed, through suicide or through, an overdose. We've got the holidays now that we're walking through that. It's being gentle with ourselves and gentle with others that are affected by that. Know that there is no rational solution. There is no way to just kind of like snap out of it. I'm sorry, I should have put this little guy in his crate, but I thought I'll give him a couple toys and we'll be good. He hasn't learned the etiquette yet for letting me go live. So you get to just see him gnaw on me. All right. This is Rebel for those who have not met Rebel. So I would just want you to be gentle with yourself and gentle with those around you that have dealt with this. You know, and it's being kind. It's being nice. It's allowing yourself to, I don't know, it's just opening your heart up. And instead of standing in judgment, of others, let's show love and let's show like a sacred space, a safe space, that if your friends come to you and they want to talk to you about something, to allow them to talk about it. For those who have attempted suicide and you're a survivor of suicide, I'm so proud of you that you're still here. You're still very, very worth it. And know that your story has not ended yet. God will choose when it is time to take you home. For those who have been left behind by those who have committed suicide, my heart just aches for you. I've had several friends who have committed suicide, so I have been on that end of it. Again, there is no words that anyone can say to you that will help you to understand whether a note was left or a note wasn't left. Your mind is still spinning uncontrollably, not able to figure out why. Not able to figure out why this person decided to leave. It wasn't because they didn't love anyone. It wasn't because they felt that they weren't loved. It was because something within their brain, something within their mind turned off. And let me just share, and I've shared this before with you all, but I felt the need to share it again. Years ago, gosh, I don't even know, probably, 12 years ago maybe, I was dealing with depression and anxiety. I would have 15 to 20 panic attacks a day. It was hard for me to stay home. It was hard for me to go out. It was hard for me to make a decision. And for some reason, one day, I drove to a convenience store to get a Dr. Pepper. I was hooked on Dr. Pepper. And instead of getting back in my vehicle and going home, I just started walking down a fairly busy highway. I just walked. I don't know why. Something in my brain turned off. My husband tried to call me. I didn't answer my phone. I just walked. And I'm thinking, because I was trying to like measure about how far I walked. I walked about like a mile to a mile and a half until I was like, what am I doing? And I turned back around, tried to rationalize where I was, why I was doing this, and what had happened. I could have very easily walked out in front of someone. I could have very easily continued to wander and walk in this lost state of mind that I was in. My brain had shut off. Don't know why. You know, I attribute it to depression, anxiety, the stress that I was under, things that I was going through. But I don't remember. I remember getting my Dr. Pepper. I remember like walking to my car door, but then I remember turning around, and then the next thing I remember is when I was, you know, in front of a car dealership thinking, wait a minute, what am I doing here? And kind of got my bearings, turned back around, walked past the road to which I lived to get to my car. To me, I truly believe that's what happens when someone commits suicide. I feel like something within their brain shuts off and they're on autopilot and they're not knowing exactly what's going on. There's that hopelessness in the mental capacity of where they're at. So many things have happened that, whether it's helplessness or hopelessness, or maybe they're just tired and they want to go home. Someone who is dealing with an illness, and they want to be in control of what their destiny is. You know, it's not being a coward. There's a mental health issue there. So I'm asking you to be kind to as many people, to all the people that are around you, because you never know what someone's going through. Be kind to yourself. Know that if you were one who was left behind, there's nothing in this world that you could have done or said that would have changed the outcome of what happened. I know that's maybe not an easy thing to listen to, but I want you to release the guilt that you're feeling if you felt as if there was something that I could have said or done. What do you have? Eating my stones. Okay. I've got toys here, but chooses to eat my stones. Anyway, if you are feeling lost, depressed, suicidal, get help, reach out to someone. And I can tell you from experience that getting help is not easy. It really isn't. There's things mentally that you need to walk through, that you need to talk about to someone, but it's also not always easy to get an appointment with someone. There is a suicide hotline. I did have the number here, I thought. 800-273-8255. They are open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Reach out to someone. Call someone. Talk to someone. Allow yourself to maybe take a hot shower if you're feeling, or go for a walk. Try to preoccupy your mind with something else. All right? Every person is very unique. All circumstances are different. We all have underlying circumstances. We all have struggles. We all have pains. We all handle things a different way. If you feel as if you have handled things the best way that you can and that there's no other option, talk to someone. Trust me, you are needed here on this earth. There is a reason why you are here. Someone can help you to figure it out, right? So, the other day, I posted, this dog. I posted a picture, and all that was on the picture was, "Dear Lord," and then there were tear stains, and then it said, "Amen." Sometimes that's all you need to do. God. And just help. Know that God will be there. The answer isn't always the easiest answer, but God is there for you. Lean on Him. Lean on friends. Call in your guides. Call in your superpower team of your friends. Don't feel as if, and I've heard this same, and I felt this too, when this happened to me, I was afraid to tell my husband about it, about what had happened. It's going to scare him. It scared me. I even remember saying to him, "I don't believe that I'm suicidal, but I understand it now." And that scares me even more. So it's so spoken about right now with the passing of Twitch that I just felt that this was a subject that I needed to talk about. I needed to, I don't want to say, I don't want to normalize it. Okay, something happened. I don't want to normalize it, but I want you to know there's no one, I can't imagine that there's anyone who hasn't either lost someone to suicide, knows of someone who has lost someone to suicide, been suicidal yourself, or it just keeps coming up. It keeps coming up. Allow yourself during the holidays to treasure the moments that you had with this loved one. to treasure your moments that you have here on this earth. And you know what? Do your own George Bailey look back. Think about, like, had I never been born, let's just say, I wouldn't have this little dog in my hand. I wouldn't have my husband. I wouldn't have my kids. I wouldn't have my business. There's a lot of people that have touched my life, and I have touched their lives, that even if it's very small, it makes a difference. So I ask you to just be gentle with yourself. And you hear me say that a lot, and you probably think, well, how the heck can I be gentle with myself when I'm crying, or when I don't want to talk to someone, or when I just want to be alone? You know what? Being gentle with yourself is allowing yourself to cry and go through the tears and the emotions. It's allowing yourself to have those quiet moments that you need. You know, that's being gentle on yourself. If you're sobbing uncontrollably, allow yourself to do that, and then just go, okay, it's okay. Take a hot shower, it's okay. Try not to say, oh my gosh, how many more times am I going to cry? You know, I don't know. It's one of those hard to talk about subjects, which I've said. It's one of those things that there is no answer to. There is no rationalization. There is no wrapping your head around it and going, that's why. I get it. I get it. No. It's one of those things that until it is our time to pass and to be with that person and to meet with them again, will we truly know the reason why they decided that now was their time. And I have to tell you, in the readings that I have done where someone has chosen to take their life, they usually come in with their head down, apologizing to the person that's in front of me, not realizing the amount of pain, the amount of loss, the gap that would be left when they left. So I'm just going to kind of leave you with that. The other thing that I wanted to talk to you about, I wanted to end this, gosh, Merry Christmas, right? But I just felt the need to talk about this. It's just, every time I turn around, I'm seeing stuff about Twitch, or, other celebrities, other people who have, who have chosen to take their life. I don't know. There for a while, where there were a lot of teens, I almost felt like it was this fad, and there were these suicide challenges on, I don't know if it was TikTok or through the schools or whatever, and I'm like, make it stop. Like, come on. If this is something that you have gone through, I love you. I have this virtual hug for you. If you're feeling alone, look down at your hand, visualize my hand in yours, holding your hand, and my other hand is holding on to God. We're here for you. And in no way am I saying, that I am, one with God. But if you're feeling as if you can't turn to God, you know what? Put your hand in mine. Visualize my hand in yours, because I am holding tight to God's hand. So I wanted to read The Empty Chair, and this is a poem by Lee Baker. The chair where you sat lies vacant and still. The air so silent, though my body runs a chill. The sound of your laughter echoes in my ears. The teddy that you loved brings me close to tears. Photos of you smiling are scattered on the wall. The sense that you are here as I walk through the hall. An empty bed remains made just as you made it that night. The bedroom left alone, even though you're out of sight. Your DVDs and your music left untouched on the shelf, some of which you didn't even get to watch yourself. The cup from which you drank tea alone behind the door, left abandoned like a friend, not needed anymore. I look into the sky on that fateful night. I saw a star begin to flicker like fading light. They say a star fades when a life comes to an end. But for you, God made an exception. That rule he did bend. He reignited that flickering star so we can look above to see that shining bright, showering us with love. Stars may fade, but the light lives on somewhere. Just because I can't see you doesn't mean you're not there. So this holiday season, this Christmas season, you know, I put a chair out with my mom's vest on it. Know that your loved one is with you, sharing the holidays with you, surrounding you, making sure that you're okay. They love you. I'm just going to end it with that. I hope that you all have a very, very Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. A Happy New Year. Well, I guess I will see you before the New Year, but I won't see you before Christmas. But spend time with those that you loved. Reach out to those that you love, and love yourself and be gentle with yourself. All right. I hope that you're living the life you love and you're loving the life you live. If not, you're the only one that can change it. Peace out. I love you. And I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.